All right, welcome to the Delayed Gratification Podcast, where we talk about building wealth through resources and inspiration. And we got some great guests that we talk to today, y'all. Listen, I'm super excited. I don't even know how to get going. You know how sometimes you starstruck? Well, listen, I have my man on here, Haitian CEO, Herm. Herm, listen, welcome to the podcast, man.
I appreciate you, man, for blessing me.
Blessing you, man. Yeah. You blessing me, and you getting ready to bless them that's going to join in and listen to this and watch 100%. This.
We're gonna rap. We're going to talk about some things.
We got some things. We already been talking.
Yeah, we've been building. They had some great behind the scenes stuff. That's why your man's like, we should be recording this part right here.
That's why he's who he is, man. 100%. So listen, tell us who you are, and then we're gonna get
right into it. Sir. So my name is Herman Dolce. I'm CEO of Bella Sloan Enterprises. It's a company that I named after my firstborn daughter. Shout out to her, and shout out to my secondborn, Olivia Monroe. Named another company after her too, Olivia Monroe Enterprises.
I heard you got a lot of companies, but we're gonna talk. I'm gonna let you get going.
That. Right. So I'm in the financial literacy space, and I'm here just to give game, teach, talk a lot about credit. But my passion right now is business credit, business funding, because it's one of the things that our people don't understand and have knowledge about, getting capital to fund their dreams or to put gasoline on what they already have. So I just tweeted something yesterday. I can get you approved for $100,000 faster than your boss can pay you $100,000, or you can save $100,000.
Ooh, we're gonna get into that.
We're gonna get into that.
Yeah. So you before we get deep into it, I need to know, what does delayed gratification mean to you?
Delayed gratification means sacrifice, right? So you want this,
yes,
right? Are you willing to put the down payment to get that, right? Are you willing to be patient, put the time in, sweat equity? I'm talking to my real estate guy.
Yes.
To delay it so that at some point you're going to be able to get the satisfaction that you need. Because once you delay it, that satisfaction is always sweeter, bro.
Ooh, now you just made that sound real nice. I like that one.
You would think I rehearsed.
I think you rehearsed that. You know what I mean? You did.
I
know you did, man. You're a genius, man. I've watched you, man, and just really excited to know we're part of a group together, man. That's a whole nother level. And very inspirational. So it is, again, inspired me to do more, right? And because of somebody like you, man, it takes us to another level, helps us put out more financial literacy, helps us build more wealth. But you said something. You're in the financial literacy space, but you specialize in business credit.
Correct.
Right? How did you get here? Like, what does this come from? Did you just wake up, you were born, your family said, listen, man, we're going to do business credit, and they gave you the money? And
right.
tell me, where do you come from? Where does this come from?
So we got to make the long story long.
Okay, I like to hear it.
It's not a real short version of it. So I've been married 9 years now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And with our firstborn Bella, we was like, yo, let's go on a baby moon. Whenever I tell this story, people are like, a baby moon, what's that? It's the last trip you take before you have kids, because it ain't the same after that, right? We just took a family vacation to Jamaica not too long ago, and somebody made a joke like, a family vacation is you just bringing your kids from your house to a hotel, and it's just a headache. Like it's just never the same. So for our baby moon, we went to Italy.
Baby moon. Never heard of that.
Yeah, baby moon.
All right.
We went to Italy. We spent like 2 weeks there. She's a planner. She knows how to do all that stuff.
Got you.
So we went to no lie, bro. In 2 weeks, we went to like 6 cities: Venice, Rome, Pisa. Went to all this stuff. Anyway, so we're on a train going to Pisa, for the day. Go see the Leaning Tower, and I'm on the train looking at all these vineyards, passing me by, and I'm looking at this baby bump, really analyzing that my life is about to change, and then something happened. I was like, hey. I gave up all my vacation time to come on this 2-week trip. And when I get back, when Bella comes, I can't take time off.
Oh, you were working a job?
I had a job at that point.
A real job?
I had a real job. I was a 9-to-5er, bro.
And this was only how many years ago?
This was 6 years ago. Man. Yeah, a lot happens in a short period of time.
Okay.
A lot can happen. But 6 years ago. And then I was telling my brother, came home complaining to my brother, and he's like, listen, unless you own your own, you'll never be free. Right. And at the time, I didn't really understand entrepreneurship. My parents didn't come from entrepreneurship. They're first generation Haitian. My dad was a janitor. My mom was a CNA. So they were taught, come to America, get an education, you'll be rich. Right. And I said this before, the world that my parents prepared me for doesn't exist anymore. Right. So entrepreneurship, investing, in addition to if you want to get a college education, was key. right? We needed different pillars in this world that we're living in right now. So going back to my brother, I was like, well, I don't own a business. I don't know what to do. He's like, well, you fixing these people credit for free. He was like, stop doing that.
So you were working a job, but you were fixing people credit?
For free, because I had the knowledge, right? Somebody gave me some game about it, because before it got really saturated, it was a lot easier to get on the phone or call or write a letter. Be like, hey, there's a mistake. I fixed my credit for the first time when I was first getting purchased my first property, right? That we talked about offline.
Yes.
And it was something on my credit. And I was like, this is not mine. And it was like, what do you mean it's not? This American Express is not yours? I'm like, no. And it was like, well, it's on there. I was like, sir, the birth date for this person is 1954, which is my father's. So they had my father's information on my credit report because I'm a junior.
Got you.
So they was like, really? I was like, sir, I was born in 1981. This ain't me. So just with that conversation, they was like, oh, our fault. And we deleted it.
That easy.
Right, that easily. So that became like, I started doing a little research on it. I was like, oh, credit's kind of important or whatever. And then I went down that rabbit hole, fixing my friend's credit for free or whatever. And my brother said the craziest line. He's like, they're going to pay somebody. They might as well pay you.
He older or younger?
He's my younger brother.
Wow.
10 years younger than me.
Wow.
Right.
Wisdom.
He had a couple of gems in him. So I went down the road of credit repair. Mm-hmm. And you go to YouTube University to hone your skills. And then credit repair landed me on business funding, business credit, no debt in your personal name, getting the EIN, putting things in a trust.
Getting all of that.
Yeah, putting things in a holding
company.
Let's
go back to that train ride.
It's crazy.
So the train ride, you get back, no more time to play with the family.
No more time, yeah.
Got to go back to work.
Mm-hmm. Got to go back to work. Okay. That was kind of scary because my wife was going to have to do this on her own. Thankfully, my mom moved in. She's like, I'll be here for the first 2 weeks. Then it turned into, I'll be here for a month. Then it turned into, I'll be here till she goes back to work. 6 years later.
She's still there?
She's still there.
Let me say this, though.
Blessing.
That is a blessing.
I don't know how it's done.
All too often, black families shy away from generations being in the house.
In the house, yeah.
When you look at other cultures, they're so honored to have their mother there because, one, the kids get to grow up and have that experience with their grandparents.
Right. That oral history coming down to
all the way down, because that's how most true history gets passed. It's not the books, because all the books lie.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But we, some kind of way, and I don't know why, I guess because we start off in the house with all the people and we pissed off because we live in a two-bedroom apartment.
Maybe grandma.
That's it. Yeah. But what you have, man, is real wealth.
It's a blessing, bro.
It's real wealth. So mom is at the house still.
Mom is at the house still. Dad is there, so they live with us. So I'm fortunate enough to be able to take care of my parents, and they're still taking care of me. We're here in Atlanta. It was nothing. You was like, Herm, come through. I was like, okay, because mom is there. You know what I'm saying? My wife can go do her thing. My mom is taking care of the kids. So it's an absolute blessing. This is another reason I can't have more kids, because I don't want to put the burden on my mom. Right, so I'm sticking with the
What your dad say about no more kids?
So my dad had a major stroke, right? Okay. So he's total care right now.
Okay.
But when my dad was a little bit more lucid, he would say, like, have more kids. And then when I moved out to the suburbs and I was like, the taxes are so high out here. And he was like, he had us in private school his whole life. He was like, listen, you're going to pay taxes or you're going to pay tuition in private school.
One or two.
You're going to pay something.
Yes.
So just move out here. You can have 9 kids, put them in the same school or whatever.
You said 9?
It's the same taxes. I was like, Dad, I'm not having 9 kids, because he's one of 8.
So he understands
the big family dynamic.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a really big family. 8 brothers and sisters is a lot of cousins.
Believe me, I know. Yeah. It's a bunch of us. Mm-hmm. So you're on that train ride, you're thinking about it. Then what happens? Like, what takes you to that level or in your mind where you go and say, you know what, I want to start doing this as a business? When did you quit this job?
So at that point, I was still a social worker.
Okay.
I was making $39,500, right?
39 what?
$39,500.
Isn't that what they say you make a day now? That's what I heard.
That's a rumor. Yeah, edit that, IRS.
You were a social worker?
I was a social worker, bro. In Philly.
For real?
Yeah, for real. I was a social worker.
That was tough, because Philly is a tough city. Bro, it can be.
It's no joke, bro, and that jades you.
Yeah.
But that experience truly helps me in my day-to-day now, because I was working with people who weren't truly educated in financial literacy. They are where they are because they weren't educated in financial literacy. They made some poor decisions in their life, and they are unable to escape their generational curse.
Yes.
And their generational curse is just lack of knowledge, right? So I just remember that. So I'm more sensitive to who the people I'm speaking to right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, this is possible, because I looked impossible, right? So it looks good on Instagram. Herman, you doing this. Your wife got you the Corvette, looks amazing. But no, I was a social worker. And before that, my dad and my mom came from a third world country, abject poverty, right? So I'm a generation away from that, right? And
one generation.
Yeah. So I was able to change some things because I got information and executed on the information that I received.
You did what?
I got information and executed on the information that I received, and it changed my situation because I was consistent with that execution over time.
And it took time.
So I remember when we did our first 7 figures, and my CEO coming in right now, she told me we did 7 figures. I thought we did 7 figures this year because my head was down, right? But I was just consistent, continuing to do, because I fell in love with the process. The results are always going to come.
So you weren't sitting back saying, man, we got to do 7 figures this month.
Nah,
you were just doing the work.
I was just doing the work.
Bettering your systems.
Bettering the systems, improving the system, bettering the work. And then I had to meet up with my tax preparer fourth quarter.
Hold on, before we get back to your team, before we get to that team, I want to finish this vacation, because this was only 6 years ago.
Yeah.
You riding on this train, you're looking at the missus, you're looking at the first baby who went with you technically, right?
Yeah.
On what did you call it? The baby boom?
The baby moon.
Baby moon. And you're starting to think about all the things that need to be improved.
Yeah.
Right?
In my life. Yeah.
So during this trip, what do you think you made a decision to do before you got back?
So it's your why, right?
Yes.
And the question that I ask myself is, why can I do this whenever I want? Because people do.
Yes.
Right? I promise you I'm not making this up. I'm on the train going to Pisa. There's a gentleman that comes on. I'm not exaggerating. He had 10 kids with him. 10 kids. He had both his parents there. He had his wife. And I'm just fascinated because we're in Italy, and I know how much it costs our broke social work butts, right, to get here. And then he's looking at me, looking at him, and I was like, what do you do? He's like, I own my own company or whatever. And I was like, and he knew, he's like, yeah, I pay for everybody to come. These are all my kids. And I was like, wow. And he's able to do that. Yes. So if he's able to do that, clearly there's something I don't know.
Or right?
I'm not doing. Because it's possible. Right? Not everybody works the 9 to 5. There's other side of it. And I wanted to have access to that other side of it, whether it was going to be a side hustle. It was always a side hustle to me. I never thought that I would ever fire my boss. I never thought that. I just thought, well, I need some side hustle that can get me, that'll pay for my dreams, that'll pay for this vacation, that'll pay for this. And again, my brother was like, yo, set up the business. So I set up the business, did a couple people credit for free, posted it on social media, got the results. So then people started hitting me up like, hey, I want those same results. And I was like, yo, I was lowballing. I was like, yo, $200, right?
That's a good side money.
Right. It's a little side money. Still didn't understand the concept of working for money, because when I started the side hustle, I started another job.
With that side hustle.
Yeah, because that's basically what I did. I did another job.
Yes.
But true entrepreneurship and true freedom is making money work for you, or putting systems in place that make money for you, but you're not doing anything.
I can't wait to get there. I can't wait to get there. Does your brother get royalties out of the company now? If you're watching this, brother,
don't put this out loud, because he's gonna screenshot this screen recorder and send it to me when he sees this interview. That, when that freedom happened, I know we're gonna get to the team when I hired my assistant.
Okay.
Right. Shout out to Demara. She's gonna be the CEO at the end of the year. She's taking over. She worked for Amazon, so she has logistics. It's just in her mind. So when she came in, she just revamped everything. She's like, you need to do this, you need to do this, hire this person, get a VA, get some VAs, get some systems in place, text messaging, everything's all automated. And so while my head was down, still doing my thing, the energy that I was exerting was being put into a machine. It was being put into a system that she built that is now exponentially growing the business. So now the same work that I was doing turned quadruple or turned 5 times. So that's why 7 figures came easier. I'm thinking I'm still grinding, but she's behind the scenes.
Still grinding though.
Still grinding, right? But she's behind the scenes and turned it into 7.
When did this vision start to get clearer? Like, I know you're on the train. We rode the train. We came back and still got to go do social work. You still got to do your job.
Right. So
because your job means something to somebody.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That. And that's where, and I'll say this, that 9 to 5, if it has a purpose, it has a purpose.
It has a purpose,
right?
Yeah.
We're not saying, I don't ever tell people to quit their job, right? Because your job, we need that social work.
We need that social work.
Because you saved little Johnny life somewhere, a little Mary life somewhere. You said something to save their life.
100%.
But it's time for you to graduate.
Right.
So when did that vision, now I'm going to fire my boss. I'm going to graduate. I hate to leave these people behind, but I got some more people to share this financial literacy with.
So after I did social work, I took another class. It was the first course I took where this guy taught us how to test software for a living, right?
Okay.
So to finish that course was like $3,000. And then my first job was $80,000.
So you went from, 6 years ago, you were making $39,500.
Yeah. And then,
man, that's rough, man, on the social workers.
Yeah, it was rough, bro.
And you got 1,000 cases.
Bro, caseload was crazy. You're bringing work home. It's a lot of paperwork because you're messing with people's kids. So it's just a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
And then when I transitioned, took that course, now I'm making $80,000 a year.
You doubled your salary.
Double my salary by taking a course. That's the first time that type of mentorship and paying for it. That's when I was like, wait a second. And then I did that job for like a couple of years. And then the second job after that was $125.
Oh, this happened this was just 6 years ago. Yeah. Now we 4 years, 4 years away now.
Right. Okay. So what a lot of people don't believe, I just celebrated my 3-year anniversary of firing my boss.
3 years.
3 years ago, I fired my boss.
So all this other work just been just delaying what you already knew was gonna happen.
It was gonna happen.
Okay.
So now I get the 6-figure job. I'm still in the broom closet. Hello, Bella Sloan Enterprises. How can I be of service?
But you had already started your business.
Already started my business.
So you didn't quit your job.
I didn't quit my job
just to start a business.
No, I still had my business going behind the scenes. I'm making $125,000. Taking
what were
phone
you
calls
doing?
in the class. That's when I was testing software. I was a manager now, managing people that are testing
Same
software.
Company or different?
Different company.
Different company. Okay.
And then I just realized something. I was like, listen, at this point, I got to bet on myself. So because business was good and I'm super cheap, right? Everybody see I wear black every day. I had 2 years of bills saved up. Wow. If I didn't make another dollar, I had 2 years of money saved up. Mortgage, car note, everything.
You used your job to save that money up.
Well, my job was paying my bills.
Okay.
The business, I never spent a dollar.
While you were still working?
While I was still working.
Okay.
So I saved all that money.
You sacrificed.
I sacrificed delayed gratification.
Love it.
So when I made the decision, I prayed, I fasted. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make $1 million working and taking phone calls. And I got to bet on myself. I'm young enough. I don't have no kids. I'm going to quit. Right? So I decided I had Bella. Just had Bella. So I was like, I'm going to quit. So I made the decision to quit my job. I got to tell you about that story because we got to make a long story long. 2 things happened while I was fasting. My man, he texted me a video from Gary Vee.
So you said you were fasting?
I was fasting because that was a big decision. I needed a higher power to give me.
So this is just 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Got the first baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you kind of in the middle. You feeling strange. You got to
feeling anxious. Yeah, like
okay.
Like I think the box is too small now, so I need to. Because literally, I was in a cubicle. Came back from another vacation, had a great time. So I went back into the cubicle. I remember that, bro. I had a headache because I was like, I had a blast. We lived like kings on that trip.
Yes.
Right? We went to Cuba. I forgot where we went. And I was like, I wasn't feeling comfortable. And I was like, I think I need to leave. And I was only at that job for 8 months. I was only making
125.
Making 125.
6 figures.
6 figures. This is a holy grail, especially for first generation people. You make 6 figures now. And I was doing classes. The classes, $200 per person.
The credit. So on the side, making 125. I'm taking 125 home to mama.
Yep.
Right.
Taking my 125 home to mom.
But now I'm doing classes.
Then I started doing classes. But before the pandemic, everybody would show up. Rent out a hotel for like $300. 100 people would show up. 200 people would show up. And I'm teaching them credit. I'm teaching them business credit. Once a month I was doing it. Easy $10,000 every single time.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So of course this is padding the savings.
Yes.
Right? So then, but my main job, it takes me 40 hours a week to make that same 10,000. But I would do one class on a Saturday for 4 hours to make that 10,000. So now my mind is like, wait a minute, I could work less and make more money. So now I'm truly understanding the concept of time versus money. So literally I'm wasting my time being here.
But you said you started fasting. Right.
I started fasting because I need to make a big decision on whether to quit or not.
What does that mean when you're fasting? Because we hear people say we meditate, we fast. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like when I meditate, and this is I read something this morning. Like I promise you, when I meditate, man, I hear all kind of stuff, man. And people say, stick with it. All my bills start going through my head. They get bigger.
The bills get bigger.
Right? So this fast, how long was the fast, and why did you truly fast?
So the fast was for 2 weeks, right? But the intention was to fast until I got an answer. So that was my intention. So it was no TV. It was no going out, no drinking, fruits and vegetables, water only. I need a clear mind to make a decision, right? And I felt my spirit needed to be good with the decision too. So I'm praying about it. I'm fasting about it. I tell my inner circle, audit your circle, so I can get support. Like, hey guys, I'm praying, pray for me too, right? I'm making a big life decision. And I didn't tell anybody what I was doing, so anybody wouldn't influence.
Gotcha.
Right? They didn't know what I was praying for. So my man Fitz, shout out to Fitz. He sends me this video from Gary Vee, and the video is super random, bro. It was like, if you're trying to make a decision if you want to quit your job or not. And I was like, this is not real, right? Then he goes on to say that if you're young enough, quit, just do it. Yes. Why? Because if it doesn't work out, you could always get another job. But the time, right, you cannot get back. A year is going to go by. That year, you're not going to get it back. You could always go get another job. So that was confirmation number one. So it freaked me out so much. Remember, I'm looking for an answer. I get an answer. I was like, nah, this is a coincidence. Totally ignored it, right? 2 days later, my wife calls me up randomly again. And she was like, we had a random conversation. She about to hang up. And then she was like, listen, real quick. She was like, fear and faith cannot occupy the same space.
Fear and faith
cannot occupy the same space.
Oh, that's deep.
Right? Two objects, that's physics. Two objects cannot occupy the same space. Yes. So that was my confirmation for what Fitz had texted me earlier that week. The next day, I put my 2 weeks in.
I hear what you said. You got confirmation, you fast, but you also prepared.
And I also prepared, right? I had 2 years. So the decision was a lot easier than other people, right? I had 2 years saved up.
Okay.
But I had the confirmation to do it. I was like, all right, I'm out of here. And then I put the 2 weeks in, bro. I didn't last the 2 weeks because I knew. Because why do you put 2 weeks? You put 2 weeks out of respect,
yes,
right? But I was like, I'm not gonna need a reference another day in my life. I'm never gonna have another job.
Oh, you saw it. It got real clear.
It got real clear, right? I was there for 4 days. I remember on a Thursday, I called her up. I was like, I'm not coming in tomorrow. I'm bringing my laptop. Here you go. I'm not gonna make the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I was already filling in the box, and I was like, I'm out of here. Yeah. 2 weeks after that, right? After I made that decision, God gave me. Janelle was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. With what? I'm pregnant with Olivia. I just quit my job. I just put my 2 weeks in. But and the rest is history. The year after that, Bella Sloan quadrupled. Because now the 40 hours I was given to a job, I was given to my business now. And then it just went bananas.
It's a whole nother level.
It went bananas.
So and that's only been 3 years ago?
3 years ago. And 15 minutes after that, COVID happened. Most money we've ever done.
During COVID.
2020. So for me, I'm a Christian, so the God's handwriting was on everything. I was obedient, I fasted, and it really all worked out. I was prepared. I want to say that again. It's not just some magic stuff. I was prepared. Yes. Okay. I executed. The systems were in place. I had good people around me. That's when I hired my team, and it just went absolutely bananas. We pivoted. We bought because remember we was doing hotel rooms, and then everybody money shut down. All right, let's go online. Let's set up a Zoom link.
Now you got more people.
Now I got 500 people in a room. Everybody at home, and I'm preparing them for the exit because we're not gonna be in COVID forever, right? So let me prepare all these people. Give them this information. Everybody go get $20,000, $30,000. Hurry up. Let me get my real estate guy to come on the podcast. Let me get my trucking guy to come on here. Because I'm giving y'all this money. What are you going to do with it?
Because that's where a lot of people make mistakes.
Right.
But before we get there, I saw something and we celebrated $50 million in 2021.
In 2021, yeah, in funding.
You made $50 million in 2021?
I wouldn't even be here, bro. Hey, man. Come on, why would you be bro? Herm, you available? Nah, this is Herm's assistant. This is
Herm's assistant.
Assistant. We'll check it. We'll tap it. You know how you cannot get the J? There's probably layers to get the J. If I made $50 million in a year, bro, the layers that I'll put in place.
You're going to make $50 million.
100%. That's what am I doing this for?
Yeah, you're going to get there because we see your trajectory. You can't stop it.
Yeah, you can't stop it. Yeah.
Unless you quit.
Unless I quit,
because it's gonna get better and easier because you put a system in place. But $50 million, I saw the flyer.
Right.
2021. What does that mean? What does that look like?
So here's what $50 million in funding means. That means that I was able to connect $50 million, which is a tool, to people who didn't have the information, didn't have the education, didn't have the resource. So that number is crazy, but I was like, damn, you know how many people $50 million helped? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Even if some people messed up the bag and didn't know what to do, there's generations that are going to be changed because they have that money, they have that capital, they have that education now. Because very few people who I get money to, they're not educated. Because if you're watching my Instagram, you listen to the podcast, I'm educating them. So nobody I'm giving $25,000 to 0% interest doesn't know what to do with it or doesn't have an idea. They don't have a thought, or I didn't connect them with somebody like, yo, go give it to that person, take his mentorship for like $2,000, keep the other $23,000, and you'll be able to know what to do with the other money. Okay, cool. And then those people, their lives are changed.
Growing up, I would watch shows like Dallas, right, where they would be like all making money, like millionaires, and so I knew early on that however I was going to get there, I was going to be a millionaire.
Right.
Because I'd seen people around me become millionaires, right? But we also used to see this company did $100 million in sales. And we used to be like, whoa, wow. Right? As we are getting more into this financial literacy space, we're watching people like you, being inspired by people like you. 50 million is a drop in the bucket now. And we understand 50 million means we can do 100 million, which means we can do 200 million, which means we can do 500 million.
Right.
But you're showing us the way.
Right.
Right?
The blueprint.
Got to jump right in. The blueprint to business credit.
Right.
Man, you talk about it and you make it seem so easy though. Because I've been on a call. I don't know if you know, I was on a call one time and you, in like 5 minutes, you told me how to get $50,000.
$50,000.
Like, just like that. Right? How do you make it so easy?
Because I've done it so much.
Okay.
I've done it so long that it's like it's on autopilot. It's muscle memory to me. So I want to be very sensitive to some people. Be like, nah, you can't get $50,000 that quick. But when you do it so much, you're like, yeah, it is easy, right? So I sound crazy to people. But then when I break it down, I was like, no, if you have, they set up the rules on how to get the 50, right? All you need to do is what? Know the rules. So here are the rules to get the 50.
I need 50. They need 50.
You need 50. All right.
Can you give us 50 right quick?
I can give you 50 right quick. Number one, it all starts with your credit, right? You need to have decent credit. I'm not even talking about excellent credit. You need to have decent credit.
I thought this was business credit.
It is, right?
Okay.
Now, there's two ways to get business credit.
Okay.
Personally guaranteeing it or just using the EIN, only using the credit of the business.
But the personal guarantee is, because you just said based on our business, so is that I won't say fastest because people looking for fast, is that the easier route?
It's the easier route.
Okay.
It's like you co-signing for your kid's first car or co-signing for your kid to go to college. You're co-signing for this brand new baby business that hasn't made any money.
Okay.
Right? So, all right, well, the bank not going to give this business who has its own social security number, which is the EIN.
Yes.
It's not going to give this business any money because it hasn't done anything. So who's the adult in the room? Well, I'm the adult in the room, right? I want to co-sign. Yes. I want to co-sign for this business. Okay, cool. What's your credit? Minimum 680. You need to have 680 FICO score. Number two, you need to have at least 2 credit cards on your personal credit report, primary credit cards, not authorized users, that belong to you. Because banks want to see, how'd you do with your personal money? Yes. If you did good with your personal money, we're going to give your business money, right? Number 3, those cards have to be aged. They have to be at least 2 years old, right? The minimums on those limits have to be about $2,500 limits, right? No collections, no charge off, no bankruptcies. Minimum inquiries. They don't want you running up your credit too much. You got those minimums, right? You're going to walk into credit union number 1, open up the business checking account, business savings account, put a couple of dollars in there, put a couple of dollars in the checking, in the savings.
Yes.
Hey, I need to get some business credit cards. At least one.
That easy.
That easy. Right? Okay, sir, no problem. Let's run your credit real quick. You got decent credit. We'll give your business in the business name. We'll give Bella Sloan $10,000, $15,000. All right. You get up. You go to another bank. So you go to bank number one that pulls from Equifax.
Got you.
Then let's go to another bank that pulls from TransUnion and Experian. Go to TransUnion, hit them up, a TransUnion bank, credit union. I always tell people go to credit unions first because they give a bigger bag than the big boys do, right? So if you go to a credit union, they're going to give you 10 to 15 before Bank of America will.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy. So I'm going to go to Philadelphia Credit Union, get 10,000 there. Okay. Go to Pennsylvania Credit Union, get another 10, 15,000 there, and then go to the third bank that pulled from a third credit bureau, credit agency, and get another 10, 15. So literally people are raising 30 to 50,000 on their own in a day.
But we only learn which ones to go through somebody like you.
Correct.
Right? And your Instagram is crazy. Like it's a cheat code.
Right.
If we go and follow you and watch you, you get a cheat code just on Instagram.
100%. If you go through my page, you don't need to pay me for anything.
Yeah, I don't know about that one now. So this is where me and people argue, right?
Okay.
I can Google, I can YouTube, yep, I can cheat and go through your, and even if I go through your Instagram and I get some money, I need to come and pay you because you got some secret sauces.
100%.
You got some stuff, man. I've heard you say kind of on the I call it the bat line.
Yeah.
That will get me 500,000.
100%.
In 30 days.
Yeah, 1 million. Right, 100%.
1 million.
1 million.
Well, you threw that out there like it was,
that was
easy. That came off your mouth real easy.
Because we've done it. Yeah, that's the back end. So here's my secret, right? Shout out to Marcus in 500. This is the sauce on that, right? Because people are like, why do you give so much information? Yes. Number one, I give so much information because I need to separate myself from my competition, right? My competition charges for the information that I give for free, right? The plays that they're giving you, they're going to run out of plays. I'm never going to run out of plays because I do this and I know it, right? So I got to separate myself and I got to give it to you free. When I give it to you free, I know you're going to make money. I know you're going to get capital. Yes. So if the little sauce that I gave you is going to give you $10,000, what are you going to do with that $10,000 that you got for free from me?
I need to come and pay you.
You're going to come and pay me.
I need to.
I'm literally printing my own money. So they're going to come and pay $900 for the course, $3,000 for the course, $10,000 for the VIP day, where I'm going to show them how to get $500,000.
How much is the course?
So we have a replay course, right? Because I used to do the live classes.
Yes.
The live class. So we got the replay course, and then we put you in a private Facebook group where we got support of one another. We meet once a month, give you the new gems, new game, and that's only $1,000. That's it. So if I show you how to get 10,000, you're gonna come and pay me 1,000.
You should.
Right, you should. And in that, literally, there's people in my Facebook group that's posting, "Hey, I just bought a vineyard. Thank you, Herman. I can't wait to post that. You bought a vineyard off of business credit, right? They're buying land, they're buying real estate, they're doing house hacks, right? And then success has receipts. So I'm posting these receipts, right? I'm giving you this free game. I'm showing you what the mentees are doing. So you're gonna come and you're gonna give the bag. You want the top tier stuff? Yeah, you're not paying for the knowledge, you're paying for my time.
Yes.
So my time is not worth $39,500 anymore.
$39,500?
Yeah, my time is worth way more than that.
That's an hour.
Right. Facts.
Literally. And I think people, because I went up on my 1 hour consultation, right? Because I know in 1 hour, like you said, you can change your life. In 1 hour, you can tell me how to get $1 million.
Exactly.
For sure.
Or I can connect you to the resources that can get you $1 million in funding.
And what is that worth to some people?
What is that worth? They'll pay for that.
At least 10%.
Oh yeah. The commission be crazy. And that's what I teach in my course too, because I'm not gonna hoard the information. I'm gonna give it to you. Like you pay for my time, here's the information. Mentee paid $3,000 for my mentorship. Showed him how to fund, right? Gave him the funding contracts, power of attorney, gave him to protect himself, gave him everything, right? He funded his second client $300,000. Go to my Instagram, I posted it, Success Has Receipts. Funded his client $300,000. His 10% fee was what? 30 grand.
He gave you 3,000.
He gave me 3,000.
Made 30,000, 27,000 profit on the first.
Right. And he got the 3,000 to pay me from watching my Instagram live. I gave him a play. Go to divvy.com, get a no personal guarantee business credit card. They gave him $10,000. Right.
We're gonna come back to that one.
We will.
Because that's on the other side. Because we're talking about now this first round. You're talking about personal guaranteeing it, right?
So and that debt doesn't show up on your personal side. It only is in your business name. So you could really run it up. I have more than $1 million in business credit. Nowhere on my personal credit report.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Do you have any personal credit cards?
Yeah, I have personal credit cards.
So you got both.
I had both, right? But I rarely use my personal credit now because, I got to practice what I teach. Yes. My personal credit cards, I keep like Netflix on it, my cell phone bill, gas bill, because I want to make sure those cards never close, right? The older the cards, the better it is. But no, everything is run up through my business credit, man. I came out to Atlanta. That's business credit right there. Use a Platinum American Express. They put me in a nice hotel. Use the points. This was a free trip to Atlanta. Man. My mom was like, come through. I was like, I'm here, baby.
A free trip to Atlanta. Beautiful weather.
Beautiful weather.
Man, I love it. Business.
Business is good. Like, yeah, I'm out of here.
So I want to go to the two ways, because we're on business credit now.
Yeah.
We there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You're fully entrepreneur, business, making an amazing amount. You're growing it. And I'm gonna come back to how you're growing that business, but two ways. I can build it with just the EIN number. I can build it with my personal guarantee. Right? So let's flip sides.
Okay.
Because on the side where I personally guarantee it, better my credit, right?
Right.
More I can get.
The more you can get.
But I do need to come through your program.
Got you.
All right. On the just business side, what does that look like?
So on the business side, because there's levels to the game, right? So if your credit is good, that's great.
Yes.
The next level is business credit. The third level, using only the business EIN, is called corporate credit, right?
So that's different.
That's different. That's no personal guarantee, right? The banks don't care what your credit score is, none of that. It's corporate credit. So with corporate credit, they're looking at the money generated by the business. They're looking at the business's credit score, which is called the Paydex score, right? Dun & Bradstreet, one of the oldest credit reporting agencies in the country. Before there was personal credit, there was business credit, right?
Before personal credit?
Before there was personal credit, there was business credit. That's how nations was built. You know what I'm saying? So like Christopher Columbus, who discovered America, he went and borrowed money, right? From the king and queen or whatever. I need this bread.
I'm going to leave that alone.
You going to leave that alone? That's a different podcast. So he had to borrow money. People borrow money from banks to start businesses. Consumer credit came a little bit later. But so banks now that you took this, it's like a proof of concept. So if you personally guaranteed the money, we gave you this $50,000, you PG'd it, and you turned it into a $100,000 company, $150,000 company, you got taxes. That's great. So let me see your taxes. That's proof number one. Your business credit score is 80 and above. That's number two, right? You got revenue. That's great. All right. Well, you've proven to yourself that you can make money. So the business is doing well on its own. We'll give money based on what the business is doing and the credit of the business. We don't need you to personally guarantee it anymore. So sometimes I show people, I was like, hey, you'll get there, but hey, PG it first. And then you could no PG it later. But systems evolve, new information comes out. They have these banks now that are called fintech banks, right? Fintech banks, right now, they do no personal guarantee based on what's sitting in your business checking account.
What's sitting there or what's going through it?
Both. So what's sitting in there, what's going through there, because banks realize there's business entrepreneurs that have bad credit, but they know how to run a business. They're making money. Right? So you got 10, 20, 30 sitting in there. You got a couple thousand coming in and out. They're going to ask to see the last 3 bank statements. That's it. And they're like, okay, we'll give you 10. We'll give you 15. We'll give you 40,000. I got a good friend of mine in Philly. They gave him a $45,000 business credit card, only EIN, because he owns a pizza shop and he's doing really good.
Was that based upon what is more important, do you think? What's going through there or what's sitting there?
Both. So the algorithm looks at both. So the higher both numbers are, the bigger the credit they're going to give you. Okay. Naturally, the lower it is, the lower they're going to give you. But that's a good way a lot of people with bad credit are getting some funding in their business name so they can get some capital to flip in 30, 45, 60 days because they know what to do with the money.
We don't know where to find those cards. So now I know, again, following your Instagram, you give us a lot. But do you have a consultation? Like if I feel like, okay, I don't feel like watching videos, I just need to talk to them for an hour. Do you do consultations?
I do consults.
Okay.
Haitian_CEO on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Go to the link in the bio. You can book a consultation with my team, or you can book a consultation with me.
Oh,
and we'll give you some game to put you in position.
So now we got business credit. What can I use it for though? I mean, I've seen you say, man, you got this company, you got this company, you got that company. How are you able to start those companies? Is it all business credit or is it your cash?
No, definitely. I practice what I preach. I could have $1 million sitting in the bank. $1 million. Don't use your money. Use the bank's money.
Wow.
Yeah, don't use your money. My money is used to service the debt or to put down payment on the delayed gratification that we spoke about.
Yes.
So another company that we started recently, right, is another branch under Olivia Monroe Enterprises. We're going to help people start up their nonprofit, right? Get their 501c3 set up, get their website set up, get their logo, start that whole thing off, right? Because nonprofits is part of wealth building. That's another conversation.
Yes.
But so we want to set that up correctly, right? So I could have easily took my cash and built a website, hired some team. Nah, I got business credit to do that. So I told Damaris, I was like, hey, we need a logo. We need a website. I need an email, we need a business email address, all that stuff, right? I need a VA to run that portion of it. I need you to set up the landing pages. Hey, text the word 501c3 to this number. So it's all automated, right? All that's on business credit, right? And then that debt that I incurred, all right, let's go on Instagram and blast it. So the money that comes in is paying off that debt. I'll never use $1 million.
So you're teaching people how to set up their nonprofit?
Not teaching, we're doing it for them.
Oh, so you do everything?
Yeah, we'll do it for you. We'll set up your nonprofit. We'll set up your 501c3. We'll give you the logo, set up your website, and boom. And now you're able to do the good work. So like I set up two nonprofits. So the Bella Sloan Foundation, okay, the Olivia Monroe Foundation. So the Bella Sloan Foundation helps give financial literacy for free to kids, to boys, wow, to girls, to boys. Bella does boys. And then the Olivia Monroe Foundation, financial literacy to girls, 17 and under. So we're going to get grants from the government. Whoever want to donate, they can donate, but we're going to take that money and now plant those seeds in the younger generation. So by the time you 18 and you have this information, I could walk you into a bank, because when you was 12, 13, 14, Herman already taught me about an LLC credit, business credit for free. So we planting seeds to the next generation. Man. Yeah, this is major. Big. I'm excited about this.
That's huge.
One.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Teaching babies.
We're teaching the babies, bro. Because that's what the other side of wealth has been doing. Yes. They had that knowledge. So now we're gonna set up programs to make sure that they get this information for free. And guess what's gonna happen? The 12, 13, 14-year-old is not coming to the class by themselves. They're coming with their parents. Now the parents are getting that information for free. And
the household's getting that vibe, that whole education in the whole house.
Right. I promise you I'm not plugging right now.
No.
But I gotta give you the other part of it.
I need it. We need it.
Coming soon,
I need it.
Yeah. Coming soon. We actually wrote children's books. So Bella gets business credit. And then Olivia's book is called The ABCs of Credit. So A is for APR, B is for bank balance, C is for credit.
Can we start buying those already? Can we pre-order?
Not yet. It'll be out by Black Friday. Right now, it's October. We're recording right now in October. By Black Friday, we're going to have all that. Hopefully, I'll have the link available for you so you can put this in the link.
Love it.
But, getting the information to our kids as early as possible is the cheat code.
Yes.
Right? For our kids. If we're adults and everybody's working their 9 to 5, they need a side hustle, or they trying to get financially free, the cheat code is getting a mentor.
Yeah. One of my daughters called me and she was like, my score is 800. Right? And I was so proud.
Wow.
I was like, your score higher than mine.
Wow.
But they've been listening when we thought they weren't listening. Because, as kids, we think our parents are old. We think they don't know everything. They've watched, I may be watching you and they're hearing it in the car or hearing it in the house. And that exposure is critical, man. So congratulations on what we're doing for the kids. We're all in. So when the books come out, we putting it out there. Y'all got to make sure y'all support, because 100%. Our babies, when they're 4 and 5, they hear something.
They hear something, bro.
They hear something.
They understand it. They getting something.
Yeah, so it may not be, because if you look on Instagram, you see kids doing all the stuff that the adults do, because that's what they heard and that's what they listen to. So if they hear, save a little money, invest a little money, business credit, they may not get it until they're 18 or 19, but they got it inside of them. Man, shout out to that, man. Yeah. So nonprofit, how long is that process to start a nonprofit?
So we tell our clients from beginning to end, it should take about 6 weeks. And then
that's all?
Yeah, 6 weeks. And we get all that.
Can I ask how much is it?
$750. Yeah. To set up the whole thing for you.
What's the text number?
What's it? I don't have. You gonna put me on the spot?
Okay.
We didn't launch it yet, but once we launch it, we'll get all that stuff for you. Yeah.
$750. Yeah. That's everything.
That's everything, bro.
No. Man.
Yeah.
You know why a lot of us don't go after it? I'm gonna be honest with you. That just amazed me, because we've been given some crazy numbers to start a nonprofit.
Right.
Which means we don't do the good thing. You know what I mean? Because in my mind, I got some things that I want to do that should be in a nonprofit. I just haven't taken the time. Nobody's to set it up. When you talk to people, they tell you crazy stuff. It's going to take you 6 months. It's going to take you, and you're like, man, you know what, man, I'm going to keep working. I'm going to get to it. Right. But that's amazing that you're setting that up.
So I decided, because it's two different business models, bro. We can charge a higher ticket and have less clients, right? Which I don't mind either, because I like that model: more money, less clients. Or we can do the volume game where we keep it cheap and then we let everybody come through. So I make a financial decision based on what my team can handle on which model I'm going to choose. But also, I got to be careful of being the gatekeeper to certain information and putting a price tag on it. I think God will judge me accordingly.
Okay.
There's certain information, bro, that the masses need, and me hoarding it for $15,000 isn't okay, right? So right now I tell people, if I have a high ticket product, $10,000, $15,000, $25,000, it's that high because it's my time.
Correct.
Right? So if you're taking my time is extremely valuable. I cannot stop running $1 million company to show you how to make money.
To come sit down and have lunch.
To come sit down and have lunch with you. That doesn't make sense. But there's certain information that's just on autopilot. Like, so my mentorship, it's on autopilot. I used to charge $3,500 for it. Now you can get it for $1,000. Just go watch it yourself.
Yes.
Right? Because it doesn't cost me any of my what? My time.
Correct.
So I can give it to you really cheap. You get in there, you make some money off of it, and then you'll come back to me. Hey, Herman, I heard you had a VIP day, or I spent a day with you for $15,000. I want to do that.
What happens in that? Man, you got so many levels of helping people.
There's levels. There's free.
Your $15,000 is helping.
It's helping people.
And that's where I think a lot of our perspective needs to be changed, because you feel like, man, I'm paying him $15,000. No, you're not. You're not paying him $15,000.
You're investing $15,000 into yourself. You're not giving me anything.
Correct.
Because I got it already.
Ooh.
Right? I got it already.
I got it.
So you're investing it into yourself, because they never give any smoke to Temple University or Lincoln University. Shout out to my alma maters. They don't give no smoke to them when they hand them $40,000.
I agree.
And there's no guarantee that you're going to get a job. You don't give them. You be like, where do I sign a loan? Where do I pay? Where do I send a wire? But I'm showing you receipts every day. I'm up 6 o'clock posting every day, showing what I'm doing, what my mentees is doing, and you giving me smoke.
Day with Herm. Is that what it's called?
Day with Herm, VIP day.
VIP day.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
So a VIP day is a VIP day. Okay. Right? I'm carrying. So you come out to Philadelphia. We're putting you in a luxury hotel, Four Seasons or Ritz-Carlton.
I ain't got to pay for it?
No, we take care of that. You're a VIP.
All
right? You get a driver for the day. You get a Haitian catered dinner and lunch, right? Champagne, flowers, the whole nine, right?
You call it Haitian catered. It's Haitian food?
Haitian food. You're with the Haitian CEO.
I don't know if I ever had Haitian food
before. You with the Haitian CEO, you got to have Haitian catered food.
Okay.
Shout out to DJ Cuisine. She cooks all our lunches, immaculate, top tier. So you get all that wonderful amenities, but you're here to learn. So you get the one-on-one game of the little things that I don't put on Instagram, right? That I don't post, right? But I'm giving, all right, this is what you're going to do. You're going to hear. You're with my assistant, because what does she do? She turned me from 6 to 7 figures. So she's going to give you the systems that she put into place to take me to the next level. The software, the actual software that we use, you're getting that software too, right? The power of attorney, the funding contracts. You're getting we're going to set up your trust. We're going to set up your 501c3.
You mean in this one day?
In this one day, we're giving you everything.
I just heard $100,000 worth.
I know it's not. Listen,
value.
There's a method to my madness, right? So I'm giving. So 15 is cheap, right? Because I'm not even done on what you're getting for that day. But I want to give receipts. I want to show receipts of these clients that trusted me first, right? I want to show the receipts. So when I bring it up to $20,000, $30,000, it's still a value.
Yes.
Right. So we set up your trust. We set up your 501c3. We're giving you all that sauce, and then go to lunch. The second half of the day, guess what I'm going to do? Everything I taught you, everything you saw on Instagram, let's go to a couple of banks. I'm going to take you to the banks that I know give $50,000, and we're going to go to 2 of them.
That day. Second half of the day.
Second half of the day. So that second half, we're going to the banks. You know what? Because they already got their paperwork. They got their LLC. They got the EIN. They got their foreign entity. They already got the script. This is my banker. You know what to do. And then I take them to another bank, run the same play. So whatever you gave me that day, you're getting it back. And I taught you how to fish. So you're going to go home and do it again and again and again. And what else I taught them is how to fund not only themselves, but I taught them how to fund other people. I showed you how to become me.
Show me how to make some money.
Yeah. So charge that 10%. Wow. The 15 you gave me is nothing.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's one-on-one?
And it's one-on-one. And then after that, you get 2 follow-up calls with me. We do a Zoom call, and the last one is a phone call, just to make sure you straight.
It's crazy.
And then I put you in a private Facebook group, and then we just have a community, and we meet month to month after that. Make sure you have support.
So you have several ways of helping us get business credit, business funding, right? Starting with the class.
Starting with the class, yeah.
So it's $900.
$1,000.
Let's say $1,000. Let's make it even $1,000.
Yeah,
if it's $900, send them an extra $100, y'all.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Then you have the mentorship.
Then we have the mentorship. That's $3,000, where we do the live classes. We meet 2 days a week.
Okay.
And then the third tier is actual VIP day, where you spend the day with me.
Wow, it's crazy, man.
It's crazy, yeah. So and then the free game is on the Instagram or on the YouTube page. It's out there.
But they should cash app you anyway.
They should. That'd be nice.
I mean, for real, you got to put the cash app in there. Everybody else does it, man. Right. Cash app me for
cash
whatever,
app me,
right?
Bella _Sloan
Zelle or whatever it is.
Just send it there.
Let's go back to the business funding, business credit, business funding. A lot of people teach it,
right?
Yeah, a lot of people teach it, right? But you have simplified it. It makes it more attractive. Like you said, you give so much game. I got my personal credit in order, right? Because we're going to stop saying, what about when I have bad credit?
Yeah.
Right? I do want to ask you something, because you said Divvy something.
Divvy and Capital on Tap. Those are great, no personal guarantee business credit cards.
They work?
Yeah, they work.
But it's based on what?
It's based on the revenue of your business.
So I got bad credit, but I can still.
You could have terrible credit.
But my business is killing it.
But your business is killing it. You're going to get funding from those 2 banks. And in my mentorship, I give you 15 of those banks.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 15 of them.
In
my mentor,
$3,000.
Any of my mentorships, I'll give you all 15 of them.
Not the $900 one.
Listen, why am I keeping it from you?
You give me that. I give you $1,000. I'm gonna stop saying 900. Just seems odd, right? I give you $1,000.
Yeah.
And you tell me 15 banks
you can go to,
and I got bad credit.
Bad credit, no personal guarantee. I'll give you the 15 banks,
and I can get some money.
Right? Because I want you to pay me the $15,000, so I got to help you get there.
Like, I want to just pay you $15,000 to come hang out with you for the day.
Listen, we can make it happen.
Okay.
My people be in touch with your people.
So bad credit. We got a solution for bad credit.
We got solutions, bro. We got answers. We got options for people. I'm the freedom maker and option giver.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna help you get there.
Freedom maker and option giver.
Yeah, let's go. We gotta make.
I ain't seen that one yet. I ain't seen you post that one yet.
Not yet. Yeah, I'm gonna trademark that. My
working on so you got bad credit.
Yeah,
you still have a great choice. You got great chance.
You have more options,
right?
Yeah.
All right. So now we know to go the other route. We got to have great credit. But the biggest thing is setting up, because either way, the business has to be set up
properly.
What does that look like?
So this is important, right?
Yes.
The setup is super important. That's the marker that makes everything so different, right? So when you set yourself up as a business correctly, and you go to another business, because it's business to business doing work, right? So I'm just the mouthpiece of the entity Bella Sloan Enterprises. Bella Sloan Enterprises can't talk, right? It's a business. Chase Bank can't talk. So a representative is talking to me, right? So now, if I'm coming into this business, I got to look like a business, right? Business name, Chase, Bella Sloan Enterprises.
Yes.
Business address, wherever I walked into Chase, right? I walked into their address. I didn't walk into the owners of Chase home.
Got you.
Got to have a real business address. Business phone number. They have a 1-800 phone number. I'm going to have a 1-800 phone number. They have an EIN. I'm going to have an EIN. They have a website. I'm going to have a website. Whatever that business have, I'm going to have too, because we're doing business to business. So when I come to them, I come correct.
Yes.
So I'm a real business too, and I want $50,000. Let me see. Oh, wow, your business is all set up correctly. Here's 50. But say, for instance, I come in there and my business name is something in a high-risk industry. I'm giving them my cell phone number.
What you said, high-risk industry. What is
so there's certain high-risk industries banks don't like to give money to. Credit repair, trucking.
Oh, so I can't call it Ramon Credit Repair Service and
they're going to give you $14.50, bro. They're not giving you anything. That's high risk.
What's another?
Real estate.
Real estate?
Trucking.
Wow.
If those are in your business name, bro, forget about it. That's why the name of the company is Bella Sloan Enterprises. It's general.
Okay.
So now all those things that they have,
check the box.
I check the boxes. I have. So I come like a business to business. I want $50,000. Okay, here's $50,000. You look great. Your credit is great. Here you go. I'm gonna come back in 6 months. I'm gonna come back into a year and be like, hey, that $50,000 you gave me, I turned it to $150. I turned it to $200,000. You see the bank statements. I'm not PGing this next 100 I'm asking you for. Because in that time, I got cash flow. My business credit is 80 and above. The Paydex score is 80 and above. No personal guarantee moving forward. So it's all about you coming to correct to these businesses. Apple, Google, Amazon. You think the CEOs are personally guaranteeing that? No, they're not.
No, they're not.
You know, they have.
But it took time, though.
It took time.
Yes.
And nobody wants to put the time in. Delayed gratification. Are you putting a down payment on what you want in the future? Are you doing that?
You just gave us. So you've given me how to set my business up.
Right.
Told me where to go get some money from.
Get some money. Go to the credit unions. Get $50,000 in a day.
Go to your Instagram.
Go to my Instagram.
Make some money.
To
go out and do these things.
Listen, bro. Listen, the information is free. The hustle is sold separately. You gotta go do the work.
How many companies do you have? I gotta ask this because I heard you say 2. The 2 are special companies that you.
Those are my babies. I'll never sell them.
Right.
I'll never sell them. Those are my babies.
$1 billion right now.
I might. I might. Bees for Bella and Dulce.
They'll understand.
They'll understand. So there's 2 ways to answer that question. How many businesses do I own? So I have about 50 LLCs, right? Because whenever 50, what I do is whenever I come up with an idea or a thought, I call up my brother, shout out to Kevin. I was like, yo, create this LLC real quick. So like Audit Your Circle, right? Came out with this a year ago.
This same brother. My
brother, same brother.
Man,
because he runs.
What's his name? Kevin.
Kevin, yeah.
I like Kevin.
Kevin's a cool dude. He sets up LLCs. He sets up holding companies. Does business plans. He does all that stuff. He used to work on Wall Street.
Is that his business?
That's his business. Yeah, 1990. That's the year he was born. So 1990 business consulting.
Wow, okay.
So I'm like, hey, bro, I got this. I did my TED Talks, right? And the theme was Audit Your Circle. So clearly it's a branding situation, right? So then I was like, hey, bro, Audit Your Circle LLC. I need that. So he'll go and he do Audit Your Circle LLC. Or then another tagline for my business is Success Has Receipts. Yo, Kevin, Success Has Receipts. I need you to get that LLC. Gotcha. Or Execute LLC.
But what are you doing with them? Because now we got to pay for those, though.
No, bro. So it's pennies. Think about it. So in Pennsylvania, an LLC costs $125, right? It's different in different states, but it's pennies for us, right? I take that paperwork, I put it in a drawer, right? I'll get to it. But in the meantime, as it's aging, the older that piece of paper is, the more value it is when it's come time to fund it. So now I could pick up Audit Your Circle and be like, all right, let me get $50,000 for this.
But it ain't make no money.
So what you mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I'm personally guaranteeing it to start. I know it didn't make no money. So the bank is like, all right, so it didn't make no money. You're going to PG it.
You still got to keep your credit right.
You still got to keep your credit right. I need another 50. All right. Execute LLC. I need another 50. Success Has Receipts. I need that. So I have 50 LLCs.
Hold on. Wait a minute now.
Yeah. You just see where this is going.
50 times 50,000.
You see where it's going.
That's 2.5.
You see where it's going. See the real estate, man, that number? I promise you I didn't know what the math was. Ooh. Right. So you just getting these LLCs, you're going to different banks, you're getting them funded. So I got these LLCs in the tuck because I'm going to need them one day, right? And then when they're 2 years old, you get lines of credit in addition to business credit cards. So now you're funding the business twice with one inquiry.
You can help get lines of credit?
We help you get lines of credit.
I'll tell you something, man.
Let's talk to me.
I got a confession. I got 2.
You got 2.
One, until recently, I never really looked at business credit recently, right? Mm-hmm. Yourself and Dana have influenced me like tremendously, right? Because I'm come from old school cash, put money in the drawer, credit may or may not be right? So until recently, I haven't. And I have corporations sitting. Right? It's a lot of them too. I'm laughing at you because I started thinking about, because sometimes I have to beg for money. Mm-hmm. When I say beg for money, I got to ask the bank. Yeah. I don't like asking all the time when I know this is a no-brainer. Some of that stuff you see us posting, $50,000, $30,000, well, the bank's not going to fund that. Mm-hmm. They don't like low-end stuff. Yeah. So we should be able to go grab that $50,000 that's sitting in the drawer, or buy that property, sell it, refinance it, whatever it is.
Pay them back, yeah. Do it again and again.
You just changed me again.
Yeah. Now you scaled. Yes. Now it's a lot bigger. So I know a lot of people are scared of borrowing the money, but I believe in myself and I know what I'm doing. So it's a no-brainer when I borrow $50,000, $60,000, $100,000. So the next goal for Bella Sloan is to buy businesses, right? We're going to be buying
whole nother level.
We're buying cash flow, right? So in order to do that, I'm going to need a couple million. That sounds scary to somebody listening right now. Yeah. Not if I know what I'm doing.
But you've taken time to learn. You got relationships,
right? Partnerships. I can't do everything anymore. I'm around smarter people now.
Correct.
I'm always the dumbest person in the room.
Wow.
100%.
I don't know about this room now. I might be a step below you now.
I always try to be the dumbest person at the table and the poorest person at the table, because the crumbs that fall off, those little things that fill me up. It'll go a long way. But I have 50 businesses. 50. But 7 of them are active, like day to day. Damaris helps me run them. I run them. Like we run. They make us money.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
How do you run 7 businesses at the same time? Now we talking about, man, I work a 9 to 5 and I got one business. Right. How do I get to 7 that's being ran at one time? That sounds
discipline, systems, resources. Discipline, systems, and resources, DSR. So it takes discipline to set them up, because I already got a blueprint. You got to have systems in place that'll make it run automatically. So I'm not getting a second job. I'm not giving 40 hours a week to do it. And then resources, of course, which is business credit, business funding, partnerships, relationships that'll help run it. The VAs to do it. So when I look at starting something new, so we're talking about the Olivia Monroe Enterprises, because that's a business that does the nonprofit. So in the beginning, the discipline is the blueprint that I use to start up all my other businesses. It's the same thing. I got to set up the structure of what the business is going to do, the website, phone number, all that stuff.
Do you teach that?
We teach all that too.
Do you?
In the course, yeah.
In the course?
100%. I can't give you $50,000 and you don't know what to do with it. So you gotta have things set up, right? Once I set all that stuff up for you and I give you the money, then I tell you, here's who you go to for trucking. Here's who you go to for crypto. Here's who you go to for real estate. So when you go to that person, when they come to you, Ramon, they have all their systems in place. They have the capital. All you're going to do is be like, all right, you're going to buy that property right there.
So you saying I give you $1,000, right? I'm just because a lot of people that are going to listen in or watch, right, join in, they are going to be skeptical, or may or may not have a lot of money, right? But I got $1,000.
Right.
I can learn this, go make a little money, come back, elevate, go to the $3,000.
$3,000. Elevate, go to the 10, to 15,000.
Go to the 15. Yeah. And if you take too long, it's going to be 25 by the end.
100%.
But you're going to be made it a few times,
yeah.
Starting with $1,000.
So
when somebody say, I only got $1,000, what do I do with it? I say, go
take this course.
Take this course.
My main goal, though, for real, no shots against the course gurus on Instagram. My main point is not to make money off of courses, right? Because I remember it took me a long time to get into courses, because a lot of people make money off courses, not what they're teaching. You make money in real estate, period.
I dropped my first course in 2022.
See?
It took me forever.
I remember. It took you forever to do. He's like, yo, just do it. He's like, He's like, no, bro, I really do real estate. I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
No, I really fund people.
Yes.
Right? I really set up their businesses. We set up their trust. We set up their, I really do this for a living. Like, it took me a while to get into the course game also. So I really do this for a living. So I don't necessarily need that. So my point is, the $1,000 is an investment in you.
Yes.
Right? So for real, if you get the $1,000 and you execute on the information, you really don't need me after that. Because in there, I give you the people who teach trucking or crypto, shout out to my guy Steve, or real estate, whoever I got in there, just go, you got the money, you got the information, just go to them. You don't even really need to come back to me. But people come back to me because they know, like, and love me. They want more time with me. And then, time is money. So then we go to the tiers. The level of tiers. But with that $1,000, man, you can definitely start your side hustle and put yourself in position.
A lot of parents will join in and watch, right? I know who my age. I know I'm 47, right? We should, instead of buying things, we should spend that $1,000 and make them kids like push their head down in the seat and watch, especially like 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, 21-year-old kids. You're in college. Because again, I encourage people to go to college because it's a lot that can be learned there.
Right.
But imagine being in college and you're teaching what we learn in this course.
Right.
They're grown. Now they're 18. So they can go make money.
Yeah, 100%. Moment you're 18, you can sign a contract.
Because they're going to sign them credit. You know, when you first get to college, man, they lined up in like the student center.
Right.
Citibank. They're going to give you a $200 limit that you're going to charge one thing and you're going to be over your utilization, right?
Yeah.
But nobody taught us about utilization.
Nobody taught them about
There's
usage,
no education around that. But just imagine that 1,000 tennis shoes cost $1,000 now.
I missed, before pandemic, when people used to come to class. I missed putting 200-300 people in a room because they will always bring their kids. They will always bring their teenager. And then Damaris would be like, nah, you pay for one ticket. And every once in a while, I'm like, yo, just let the 16-year-old in. Just let them in. It's all right, Damaris. Like, we got a couple extra seats. So I missed that because there's some parents like, no, you got to come. Y'all come and sit down and watch this. Yes. I can't tell you when we pivoted to online, you know, people would DM me, hey, like, I see your class is 3,000. Could me and my friend split it? I was like, we're going to send you one link.
All right. Watch it.
And what they do, bro, they all showed up at such and such house and they stood in front of that Zoom call and I wasn't mad on it. Just go get it. I can't tell you how many teenagers I saw in the Zoom window with their parent watching the video.
With their hoodie on.
Slime down, I really want to listen. But when I talk about getting the Corvette in my business name and they sit up like this and they pay attention to a little bit like, Mom, what he say?
You know what? I got one. We need to do it together.
What?
How to start that sneaker business.
How to start a sneaker. The kids would love that.
We need to do it.
You're right. How to start a sneaker business.
You know why? I see him buying and selling. My son say he's 15, and 3 years ago we started doing the shoe stuff. But it's a funny business because it can get dangerous if you're meeting somebody with shoes, right? But they figured out the online thing. But he told me the other day he bought some Nike Dunks for $100, and he had just put them on eBay and sold them for $300. I'm like, really? Like, bro, we should have bought 10 pairs.
You should have bought 10 pair.
Right. And so he was like, no, I got it. Like, he's self-sufficient. But I also know that those same kids, 18, 19, get a plug on shoes that you're never going to get. Right?
We're never going to get it.
We're never going to get it. That they could take their own money and do this thing. So we're gonna talk more about that.
Absolutely. That's amazing, bro, because they'll get addicted to that.
Yeah.
Like, I just made $200 and they're like, well, how can I do that again? And then a parent will come in and be like, all right,
systems in place.
There you go. Put the systems in place and 10x it.
That's amazing. Yeah. I got one more before we leave.
Awesome.
So let's say I got bad credit, right? But I got $1,500, right? Do you ever recommend that maybe we partner on the LLC? You got good credit. I don't have the credit, but I got the money. I got the time. What does that look like from a company perspective? Like, my buddy has great credit. He don't have no money. He's working his 9 to 5, but I see him struggling and we want to do something. But I got the $1,500. It's all we got. I need to buy I'm going to buy the course. And then I got the $500 to set up my company.
So
right.
I like that mindset.
Okay.
Together we go farther. A lot of times we don't go farther because we want to do everything on our own, right? And I was that person. So I was running a credit repair company. We was doing good money. I didn't want to hire anybody. I wanted to keep all the money. Again, until I hired Damaris, that's when we turned into 7 figures, because I didn't double the business 10x'd because the systems were put in place and it just went crazy.
Yes.
So yes, you're going to get the LLC.
Yes.
You're going to partner with somebody who got the good mindset, right? But they might have bad credit, whatever the case may be. But together, you guys, the business looks amazing because together you guys behind the scenes look great. So what you're going to do, set up the LLC, make yourself 50-50 on it, but you're going to get an operating agreement.
Okay.
On the operating agreement, the person with the good credit, you're going to say that they own 90% of the company. And then you who have the bad credit owns 10% of the company, because the bank is going to pull the credit of the person who owns the majority of the company. Right? And then the money is coming in the business name anyway. So, and they're going to ask you, who name you want on this credit card? Well, you could put Ramon on this credit card and Herman on it. Y'all both have access to it. Y'all got the money now. So that's how you ensure that you get the maximum money, so the person with the bad credit doesn't mess up the opportunity for the business to get as much capital as possible.
Is that reporting to our personal credit or just the business? So when we get those cards, those go.
It's business only. And here's another catch to a lot of people don't know. 99% of business credit cards don't report anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere.
It don't report on the business credit?
It doesn't report on the business credit. Very few business credit cards actually report somewhere. So like Divvy, Capital on Tap, those are the 2 personal non-guaranteed business credit cards. They actually report to your business credit bureau. So very few actually do report. But anyway, like, Chase or Wells Fargo, whatever, they're not reporting on the personal side either. So you get $25,000, 0% interest for up to a year. Man, listen, man, if you don't know how to flip $25,000 in a year at 0%, then you shouldn't be in business, period.
You stay at your 9 to 5.
You stay at your 9 to 5. But
Gotcha.
if I give you 25 and you only got to pay $250 a month on it, run that bag up.
You just changed my life today, right? And I know for those that are watching, listening, this has been life-changing.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be of service.
Got one more before you tell us how to find you.
Talk to me.
Tell me something, a goal, 5 years from now, that you got to delay something now. And what do you have to delay now to get that gratification in 5 years?
So in 5 years, I was just talking about this a little earlier. I want to get into the business of buying businesses. I want to buy cash flow.
Okay.
Right. So in 5 years, I don't see why. I just do not see the impediment on why I can't have $100 million in assets. I just can't see it. Right. Because the credit is good. And the more businesses I buy, the more cash flow I have. That means I can go to the bank and be like, hey, this business is doing $500,000. I got this business doing $1 million. I need $3 million from you. They'll give it to me. I'm going to take that $3 million. I'm going to do it again. So
in order to get there, what do you have to
in order for me to sacrifice that right now, bro, you know what I mean? The Lamborghini, the $10,000 square foot home, the home that I want on the beach in Miami, those things have to be delayed. The personal, tangible things that I want have to be delayed because I want $100 million. I don't want to fund. Yeah, I don't want to fund $50 million. I want to be controlling $100 million. And in order for me to do that, because right now I could go get the cars if I wanted to. I could go get the bigger house that I wanted to. Who cares? Interest rates are 6%. I got it. But no, I'm trying to get $100 million, because if I have $100 million in assets, my kids can turn it into $1 billion.
You thinking
generational. The other side thinks generational, bro. When Jeff Bezos started Amazon, remember, they were losing money for a long time, but he had a 100-year plan, right? We're too busy worrying about next summer, the summer after that, right? When you have a 10, 15, 30-year plan, do you know that summer 2023 is already paid for? The vacation is already paid for because you got a 100-year plan. I'm trying to make $1 billion. You don't think next summer I'm going to have $14 or $1,000 to go on an all-expensive paid trip? Yeah, so when you think out 100 years, next year, the year after that is already paid for. I'm thinking longer. Man, I'm planting seeds for fruit I'll never see.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Listen, tell them how to find you, because we got a lot of work to do, man. So if
100%.
You know, where can they find you? Where can they click all these links so they get in touch with Herm?
So Haitian _CEO on Instagram. There's a lot of spam pages, but I'm the one and only Haitian _CEO on Instagram, Twitter. Bella _Sloan _Enterprises is the business page. So I give everybody both pages because I want you to look at the man also, but I also want you to look at the business. You can check us out on YouTube, Bella Sloan Enterprises. We give out free game. Go to the link in the bio. You can book consultations with me. Any of the programs that we discussed today, the no personal guarantee business credit cards, the mentorship, the VIP day, it's all there for you. I can't wait to be of service to you. Don't forget to audit your circle, everybody, because you can only go as far as the people that are around you.
And I love it. Thank you for being on.
I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
Listen, thank y'all for joining in on the Delayed Gratification Podcast. Y'all know we're teaching how to build wealth, generational wealth. Thank y'all. Go comment, like, subscribe, share. We love y'all.